ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन कृपालुः गुरवे नमः। नयनं गलदश्रुधारया वदनं गद्गद्रुद्धया गिरा पुलकैर्निशितं वपुः कदा तव नामग्रहणे भविष्यति। कदा द्रक्ष्यामि नन्दस्य बालकं नीपमालकं पालकं सर्वसत्त्वानां लसत्तिलकभालकम् नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै भगवन् देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Seekers of divine bliss, I have been requested to speak in Hindi and in English, which is not a very easy task to give a continuity to the subject, but nevertheless, from the kind of people I see around me, those people who are here, who've taken their time out to come and listen to me, I know that most of you do understand English, so it will be major English, with, of course, Hindi in between from time to time. So before I begin this very, very important subject, let's chant. Do you know that even chanting the name of the Lord is a kind of prayer? It's a calling. And when you call, He fulfills, He provides. So even just name chanting is a very important form of prayer. So let's start with that, and then we will discuss this subject. What is prayer? It is said that it is a conversation with God. Bhagavan se vartala. It is a fellowship with an ideal companion. Every religion, people pray. सब तरह की प्रार्थना तो करते हैं. Not only people who are believers in God, but many a times we find even atheists pray. Whenever they are in a mess, having some problem in life, then even people who don't believe, they end up praying. I'm sure the football team, whoever is there, they must be praying. They may not pray other times, but yes, please God help us. We want to win this. We have to. So everybody prays from time to time. Does God listen to our prayers? You often wonder, don't you? Some people say yes, He has listened to my prayers, He always listens. I can tell you so many miracles of my life. And some people say, kabhi kabhi sunte hain. Sometimes He does, sometimes He doesn't. And we also have a lot of people who have prayed in times of need and their prayer has not been answered. They were asked to pray and the prayer wasn't answered. Therefore, they became total disbelievers. I remember long time back in Leicester, a father asked his daughter to pray before the exams. We always do that. My child is your exam. You must pray today. Today you must pray. Okay, and she did. And she ended up failing. So, the next time her dad asked her to pray, she said, no way. Last time I prayed, I failed. However, we find divine personalities like the Mother saying that every sincere prayer is granted and every call is answered. Now you obviously have your doubts. Every sincere prayer granted? I don't think so. Well, these divine personalities cannot be wrong. They are talking from experience. So we have to learn what is prayer and how to pray. There are certain very important things to understand before we go about praying and then doubting and disbelieving. This keeps on going on. That's because we do not know. Now, broadly, prayer falls into two categories. One is selfish prayer and the other is unselfish prayer. सकाम प्रार्थना और निष्काम प्रार्थना, ये दो प्रकार की प्रार्थना है. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग सकाम प्रार्थना को समझते हैं, selfish prayers. This we can very well identify with, because 99% people in this world have selfish prayers. I want, give me this, give me this, give me this. Prayers for health, wealth, beauty, etc., etc. These are all selfish prayers, and I'm sure our beloved Krishna must be tired of them. These are the prayers he's used to, most people. Let us reflect upon the first fact. You all heard about destiny yesterday. Some of you were there. Destiny is our own actions performed with the freedom of will. These are impressions of our own actions. And it is also said, avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubha shubham. Whatever you do, good or bad, you have to work out the consequences of your own actions. What you sow, you will reap. Therefore, it is also said, Hani labh jivan maran yash apayash. Very hard. Life is two sides of a coin according to what karmas or actions we have performed. एक तरफ हानि, लॉस है, और एक तरफ प्रॉफिट. एक तरफ जीवन है, दूसरी तरफ मरना, ये भी निश्चित है. और एक तरफ यश है, फेम, and the other side is defame. And we will have to go through that. Kaha munis himavant sunu जे विधि लिखा लीलार. देव धनुज नर नाग मुनि को न मेटनहार. You may go to astrologers, you may go to tantrics, you can go to anybody, but whatever has been destined for you in this particular life, which is the sum total of your own karmas, you have to work them out. Nobody is going to change that. Don't you know of that? We often say that in our day-to-day lives without realizing that it has a very deep meaning. I'm definitely going to be there, dead sure. Why dead sure? Because there is nothing as sure as death. It has been decided. The moment the person is in the womb, certain things are pre-decided and nothing is going to change that. आप लोगों ने सुना होगा कि अभिमन्यु कितनी छोटी उम्र में मारा गया. उनकी पत्नी 16 साल में विधवा हो गई. 16 साल में. अभिमन्यु का बाप कौन था जानते हैं? गीता ज्ञानी अर्जुन. He's a saint, no doubt about that. A descended saint. नर नारायण के अवतार हैं अर्जुन. और शादी किसने कराई? कौन सा पंडित था? कोई ऑर्डिनरी पंडित नहीं था. भगवान का अवतार वेद व्यास. 18 पुराण लिखने वाले, महाभारत ग्रंथ लिखने वाले, वेदों को 4 भाग में बांटने वाले, वेदांत लिखने वाले वेद व्यास. उनको पता नहीं था? सब पता था. शादी करते समय पता था कि अभिमन्यु मरेगा. और मामा जी कौन है पता है? अभिमन्यु के मामा कौन थे? श्री कृष्ण भगवान. 3 इतने बड़े बड़े पर्सनालिटीज. और अभिमन्यु को जिंदा नहीं किया. पूछिए आप. अरे जिंदा करना तो छोड़ो, तीनों वहीं थे, मरने ही क्यों दिया? आप बताइए। लेकिन हम लोग तो करते हैं, हम लोग करते हैं त्र्यंबकम यजामहे सुगंधिम पुष्टिवर्धनम, उसको रिपीट करते रहेंगे। इससे ठीक है, we are not going to waste our time in other talk, but it's not going to change the moment of death. That is absolutely sure. You also know that the descension of the Supreme Being, Lord Ram, he himself is there, and his father dies. His father died, didn't he? And what did he do? He just behaved as we do, looking pretty sad about it. And he conducted the ceremonies that were needed. That's it. Why couldn't he bring him back to life? He's all powerful, isn't he? So that obviously means there is a factor of destiny. It's not total. There is some part which is predestined. And do you know what you pray for all the time is mostly predestined? What is written in our destiny? The Hitopdesh says, Ayu karmacha vittancha vidya nidhanamevacha panchaitanyapi srijjante garbhasthasya dena. गर्भ में ही ये निश्चित था हमारी आयु कितनी होगी, हमको धन कितना मिलेगा। यही तो मुसीबत है, इसी के चक्कर में सारी दुनिया है, पैसा पैसा। हरे राम तो लोगों ने करना छोड़ दिया है। देयर इज एन एको। हरे पैसा 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 हरे हरे, वो ज्यादा चल रहा है। इसी लॉटरी टिकट खरीदते रहते हैं, सबकी नहीं निकलती। चाहते तो सभी हैं हमारी लॉटरी निकले, किसी की क्यों निकली? वेरी लकी नहीं, ये तो लिखा हुआ था पिछले जन्म में उसने कुछ दान पुण्य किया तो अभी लॉटरी लग गई। Everybody wants quick money, but some people get it. Two people doing the same business, one is going into losses very badly and one is making money. So wealth is predetermined. This intelligence to a considerable degree is predetermined. Death is predetermined. And these are the things we often pray for. So you're saying God cannot do anything about that? Yes, although God is all powerful. I tell you the truth, you could write a whole book of what He cannot do. You must be surprised to hear that. There are certain spiritual laws which He will not break. This is one of them, but there is a subsection there. He can reduce the span of your bad karmas and make it very short. He can do that. He does it for some people, not for everybody. He can reduce the span. Just as, a whole lifetime can be, you often see the whole life of a person on a film, 3-hour film. Isn't the whole life shown? It's been reduced to 3 hours, isn't it? So if God desires, He can reduce our karma and make it shorter. He can reduce the span. Now, you're happy to know that. That's what we want. And that's why we pray. Can He not do that for me? Yes, He can. But you have to listen further to find out whether He will do it for you or not. Let me ask you a question. Do you stop somebody, suppose you don't have a car, or you are a poor person, does that person stop somebody on the street? Hey, come on, listen to me a second. Yes, what is it you want? Can you give me a Rolex watch? I don't have a watch. And I like the diamond ring on your finger. Can you give it to me? And I don't have a car either. I would like to have your car. तो क्या बोलेगा? पागल है, दिमाग खराब है. जान न पहचान खड़ा कर दिया, अपनी गाड़ी दे दो, अपनी घड़ी दे दो, लगता है कोई पागल है, पागल खाने से बाहर निकला, यही तो कहेगा ना. You wouldn't do that. In the same way, this is exactly what most people are doing with God. They have absolutely no relationship with God. No idea. He's just somebody up over there. You just tell him to do this, give you that. Do you have any relationship with him? Do you believe you belong to him? He belongs to you. Why would he do a thing for you if you do not have any feelings or love or faith in him? आप उसको अपना बाप मानते हो, आप रोज बोलते हो त्वमेव माता च पिता, त्वमेव बोलते हो, मानते हो वो बाप है, जैसे आप अपने संसारी बाप को, in the world you accept a person as your father all the time. Who is he? It's my father. Yeah, all the time it's there. Do you believe or accept God as your father in that way? No. We only pay a lip service to him. Then why should he really do anything for you? What for? Unless you have a relationship. For example, suppose your son is suffering from typhoid, very high fever. Just an imaginary example. I don't know how things work in this country. You probably have to go to the emergency hospital. In India, what happens? There are private doctors, right? So your son is running 106 fever. It's 12 o'clock in the night and you know your family doctor. So you rush to the doctor, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the night, knock at the door, and this man, all sleepy, comes out of bed and opens the door. Doctor, please, I'm in a mess. I want you to come home with me. What are you talking? I've had such a long day and a hard day. I'll come tomorrow morning. How could you come to my house at this time of the night? I'm sorry, I cannot go. Now the moment this man hears this, I cannot go, he starts crying. I mean, he's thinking of his son back home. He could be no more in a few minutes with that high fever. So he's crying his heart out, please, doctor. And he's literally falling at his feet and he's promising 4 times his charges, I'll give you what you want, but please come. Now tell me, this crying and pleading and almost falling at the doctor's feet and offering so much money, is it for the love of the doctor? No. It's for the love of his son. Simple and straight. The same thing we do when we just pray to God, give me this, give me that, do this for me. It's just like he is a means. He is not the end. No feelings for him. Just asking. We are literally what they call not God worshippers. We are mammon worshippers, they say. Thirdly, who do you think God is? You know a few things about God, like He is all-pervading. He is all-knowing. आप लोग बोलते हैं ना सर्वज्ञ है, उसको सब पता है. तो फिर, if He is all-knowing, then why are you asking Him? He knows. Before you even ask, He knows what you need. It is said in the Bible, thy Father knoweth what things ye have need of before ye ask Him. So simple, all the religions are telling you, He is all-knowing. So by asking Him, it obviously shows that we don't believe that He knows what I need, what is necessary for us. It is said that every human being has 33 million desires. And you are surprised, 33 million, actually 33 million is a wrong word. The fact is, in one lifetime we have innumerable desires. 5 sense organs, 5 senses, and 5 organs of action and 1 mind. This is what we have. And the world has got millions of things offered for you to see, to hear, to smell, to taste, to touch, to love. You have desires to eat, you have desires to wear, so many desires. And you're constantly praying to God to fulfill your desires. In England, people must be praying almost every day for the weather. Please, please God, I'm going out for a holiday, make sure the weekend is going to be good. And so often, whatever they predict about the weather on the TV, it proves out to be wrong. So you have to also pray to God, because man proves to be wrong many a times about the weather. So he is being prayed to, please make it sunny, and somebody else is praying for some other weather. Let me give you an example. A village man happened to get his 2 daughters married. एक की शादी कुम्हार के साथ कर दी. कुम्हार आप जानते हैं ना, potter, he makes pots. And the other daughter, he got married to a farmer. After some time, he thought, let me visit my daughters and find out how they are doing, are they happy, whether they need anything or not. So when he went to the daughter who was married to a potter, she said, oh yes, everything is fine, Dad, but please do me a favor. You always pray to God. I want you to pray to God to give us plenty of sunshine, because my husband has made these pots and he needs sunshine to have them dry. Otherwise, it's going to be horrendous for us. We won't be able to sell and make money. Right? I'll do that for you. Same day he went to his other daughter and he asked her how she was doing. Again, she said the same thing to him. She said, I want to pray. I want you to pray for me. What do you want, my dear? I want you to tell God to send lots of rain, because we've got fields that are drying and we badly need rain, otherwise the crop will be completely ruined. Now think. On one hand he's going to say give sunshine, and on the other side he's going to say give rain. And we are staying in this almost the next village there. So what is God going to do? It must be so difficult. We pray for one thing one time, and then we end up praying for another thing another time. Keep changing our minds, right? At one point you want to get married, you're desperate. It's been so long, I want to have a marriage, I want to get married. Get me a good young, handsome man, rich person, or a beautiful girl, whatever. And then after some time you say, I just want to be separate from this person. Please help me, I want to get divorced. So we keep changing our prayers all the time. And then, let's come to the next point. Suppose our desires are actually fulfilled. Suppose God fulfills your desires. I want to be a billionaire, I want to be a minister, I want to get this, whatever it is. So once you have more and more of this world, this is what we want, isn't it? What will happen? Nahi ko as janma jag mahi, prabhuta paay jahi mad nahi. Now, when you are at the present situation, occasionally you do remember your prayers, you have faith. The moment you have more of this world, what's going to happen? The pride is going to come in, and you have no time for God. You are too busy. So it brings about a fall, doesn't it? Pride is also always a reason for fall. So if we want more, we are going to end up suffering from a disease which is going to make us fall. And besides, even if you have these things, what's the eventual end? The eventual end of everything that you are praying for is that Sarve Kshayanta Nichaya. Whatever we possess in the world is one day going to be destroyed, or we'll have to leave it here, isn't it? We cannot even take a small thing as a needle with us. Nothing. We are born with this physical body, and when we leave, we means the I, the soul leaves, then we have to leave even this body over here. If we had a chance to depart from this world with this physical body, then most of us would be dressed from head to toe with gold and diamonds. We would take it with us. But unfortunately or fortunately, because we can't take anything, and still there is so much crime, break-ins, people stealing, online crimes. It's dangerous, right? 300 crimes per minute, online. New type of crime. That's the brain of man. So, with the fact that we can't take anything with us, we have to go empty-handed, so much of crime, so much of stress. What's going to happen if we were allowed to? So everything is going to remain over here. Nobody is going to know the one who was a prime minister about 100 years back. It's all forgotten. Every penny will be left here. And of course the karma will go with you. All the wrong karma that we've done. Patananta samuchaya. Every rise in the material world, God fulfills your wishes, there will always be a fall after that. That is the nature of the world. A rise is always followed by a fall. Thirdly, Sanyoga Viprayogantam. Every union will be followed by a separation. Isn't that true? We all have to separate one day. A lot of our near and dear ones have departed from this world, and one day we also have to leave. So, union is followed by separation, and maranantancha jivana. Birth, after birth, the one thing that is inevitable, that is sure, that is death. The moment we are born in this world, the countdown towards death starts. Countdown. 60 years of age, every day we live, a day we die. We are moving closer because that's definite. So whatever we ask for, we end up naturally in pain. There's a story in the Mahabharata of a king named Swarna Ashtivi. Not a king, that was not the king's name, that was his son's name. This king, he was once approached by the sage Narad, and Naradji said, "Do you want anything?" The king said, "I want a son." Naradji thought, what a boon to ask for. I, a sage, am here before him. He could have asked for something eternal, something divine, something spiritual, and he's asking for a son. So Naradji says, okay, if that's what you want, okay, I give you a boon for a son. But the king said, I don't want an ordinary son, I want a special son. What? What's so special about that son? I want a son whose everything, whatever comes out of his body, the sweat, the urine, everything, the moment it comes out, it should become gold. This son was named Swarna Ashtivi, the one who emits gold. And Naradji ने सोचा इसके बुरे दिन आ गए हैं, अपने आप सीख लेगा, समझ लेगा. So he had this son, and every day so much gold. Imagine, a kilo, 2 kilos, whatever it was. Every day there was gold. And gradually the king had a bed of gold, he had a door of gold, and everything in his palace was all enameled with gold, and he thought, now it's time for me to make a whole palace of gold. Obviously the word spread around This king just stays back in his palace. He's not gone conquering any country. Where is he getting all this gold from? And every day. So some thieves, they spied. They got into his palace to find out what is the source. Oh my God, he's got a son and a daily source of gold. So this thief went back. He went back to the group and he said, I found out the truth. Let's kidnap this king's son. All of them, a group of 12 people, they got together, they planned the whole thing, and they kidnapped this little boy. When they came back to their hideout, they had to decide who gets how much gold. So it was decided that because there were 12 of them, so every day one portion of gold would be given to one person, second day to the second, third day to the third. So everybody would get gold. After every 12 days, they would get their turn. Now the one who had sneaked into the palace the first day, he said, I should get more. Because I was the one who sneaked in and I found out about the son. So I must get 2 days' share. The other person who made the whole master plan of kidnapping, he said, I should get 3. And then they started quarreling. And the quarrel, they were so angry with each other, fighting, screaming and all that, they made a decision. What was the decision? Let's do it this way. We will cut this child into 12 parts and distribute it and that will be over with. So there won't be any more fighting and of course there won't be any more child. They never realized that. Na rahega baans, na bajegi bansuri. So the thieves didn't get anything and even the king lost his son and he was mourning away. Some of you may have read the story by Somerset Maugham, The Monkey's Paw. Have you read it? Monkey's Paw is a story of a person who got from India the special thing, this monkey's paw, and there was the boon that you could have 3 wishes fulfilled. So this couple was very excited and the lady said, we are pretty poor and our son, he works in a factory day and night. So I'm going to wish for money for my child. I want my son to have so much money. We want to have that much of money. So she wished her first wish with this monkey's paw. That very evening, there was a knock on the door and somebody from the factory came in with a check of whatever it was. $50,000, whatever it was. And they said, we are sorry to tell you, but your son died in a factory accident and this is what we are paying you for that death because you have lost your son. They wished for money, they got the money, they lost their son. The lady was really miserable. What have I done? I have done the wrong thing. So she still had 2 more wishes left. So she quickly wished, I want my son back. What's the point of the money? I've lost my son. So she wished to have her own son back. That night, terrible storm. She's described it very, very vividly. At middle of the night, so there was a knock on the door. And the candle was extinguished and this lady went down the stairs to open the door. And who was there? Her son, and looking so ghastly because through the accident, his whole body had literally been burnt and he looked so scary like a ghost. She couldn't believe it was her son. And she quickly rushed, cut the monkey's paw, and she wished, I want my son as he was back. The wishes were over. So we want to wish for things that we don't understand. There has to be a balance somewhere. The folk tale, a funny folk tale to tell us how we go about wishing for things which may not really be fruitful. There was this couple and they got this you have these genies who tell you, we can give you 3 wishes, we can fulfill your 3 wishes. So they managed to manifest this genie, and they had 3 wishes. So the lady said, look, ladies are always conscious of their looks. She said, I don't have a nice nose, I'm very conscious of it. I want to have a beautiful nose. The man said, no, we're not going to wish for that. We're going to wish for this. And she wanted to grab the opportunity before the man would say anything. She said, I want only nose and nothing but a nose. And that's what I want. And what happened? Her whole body was full of noses. It's just a folk tale to tell you about the humor of asking. Oh my God, she felt terrible just looking at her body. It was all noses and nothing else. And then what could she wish for? Except saying, I don't want any of these noses anymore. Please take them away quickly. I feel terrible about it. And what happened? Even her original nose went. And then what she had left to do was, let me have my old nose back again. That's fine enough. So we keep asking for the temporary, which is not going to give us perfect happiness. Why do we ask for things? Because we believe that through those things we are going to be perfectly happy. But a man's happiness requires a great deal more than all this whole material world put together. Yat prithivyam briyavam hiranyam pashavastriya nalamekasya paryatam tasmat krishnam parityaje. Bhagavad Puran, 9th canto, 19th chapter, 13th verse says that if one person were to be given this entire world, the whole world, yet his inner being will never be fulfilled, he'll still be like a beggar, because this is not what he is thirsting for. It's like adding fuel to fire. The fire is going to grow. This disease of desires is never going to be satisfied or quenched. It's going to be more, it'll burn more and bring you more restlessness. So that is why it said, the scriptures, these saints, they've experienced it all, and they say, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all else will be added unto you. If you seek that, then everything will come to you automatically. You don't even have to ask for it. The scriptures say, Yat durlabham yada prapyam manaso yanna gocharam tadapya prathito dhyato dadasti madhusudana. For one who comes to me in surrender, I give them everything that they don't have. Whatever is rare to attain, I give them all that, and I protect what they already have. So one very important point we have to remember in prayer is that both prayer and faith in God, they go hand in hand. To have faith is to understand the reality of things. Who is God? Who are we? What is the reality of this material world that we are living in? What can it offer you? Till we do not know, we will be like a little child, 2-year-old child. You offer the child a lollipop. One hand there is a lollipop, and one hand there is a check or a diamond ring that could be worth £1,000,000. What's the 2-year-old child going to take? The lollipop. That's the understanding of the child. So our understanding is no better than that little child. We do not know what the real treasures are. We are always into these toys and joys of the material world. Swami Vivekananda said, fool indeed is he who comes to a mine of diamonds and goes around searching for glass beads. कांच के टुकड़े ढूंढ रहा है. अरे पागल, तुम हीरे की खान में हो, हीरे ढूंढो ना. So we had that opportunity. There's a story of a man who had 4 wives and he went off to a foreign land. When it was time for him to come back, he wrote back to his 4 wives and he says, I'm coming back home. Tell me what you want. So each of them wrote back to him. One of his wives wrote back. She was very fond of dressing up, jewelry. She said, get me some really beautiful jewelry from wherever you are. I want the best. The second wife wrote back and said, she loved to read and read and read. So she said, get me some beautiful books. The third wife was a sickly kind of person. Not really sick, but she was always into this, I have this problem, physical problem. So she asked for medicines. Get me some herbal medicines, get me that, all related to the body. And the fourth wife, she wrote back and said, I want you. Well, he got whatever they wanted, all the 3 wives, and he began to live with the 4th one and gave her all the attention. Now the 3 of them objected to that and said, how dare you? You never did that before. Before you left to go abroad, you always treated us equally. And why is it that you are living with the 4th one and you don't bother with any of us? She said, well, you are, whatever you asked for, I gave you. And she asked for me. She said, I don't want anything else. So there you go, I am with her. In the same way, when we know that a life devoted to things is a dead life, and a life devoted to God is a flourishing tree, then we will not go to God with our big shopping list. We will not order Him, do this for me, give me that. We will share with Him all our problems. We should. I'm not saying you don't do that. You have to have a kind of a relationship. When you have a relationship, he's my friend, he's my father, whatever it may be, then your prayer is going to be real. Then you will share your problems with Him and let Him work on them. He will definitely answer your prayers in His own time and in His own way. Remember that. We all expect, I just prayed now and it should happen now. No, He knows when is the right time and when He will do it for you. He will do it. He does listen. But as far as we are concerned, we should approach Him with the innocence, with the honesty, with the simplicity of a little child. That's how we approach. Have you heard of the shepherd's prayer? Some of you may have read it. There was this shepherd who was very innocent, simple person. So one day he was praying whilst his sheep were grazing. He was praying and saying to the Lord, "Oh Lord, I know you must have a lot of work to do and you must be getting very tired. Can I just wash your feet and massage them for you? And if your coat is torn from anywhere, I will sew it for you. And if your hair, I'd like to comb your hair as well for you. If you have any lice in your hair, I'll take them out for you. And then I can give you some nice fresh honey from the forest." And he said all sorts of things like this. And you have heard of the prophet Moses? He heard this man praying. And he was getting more and more shocked. He's praying. What kind of prayer is this? And he came down and he was on the mountain. He heard all this. He came down and he stopped this shepherd. "What are you doing? What a blasphemy! How can you pray like this? Is this how you serve that Supreme Lord? You have committed a great offense. God is never going to forgive you." Now this innocent man, simple man, he just felt so upset, very guilty. And to know that God would never forgive him for this offense, He felt terrible about it, just went into the wilderness, leaving his staff and everything. He just forgot about his sheep and he was crying. And there was a voice from up, "My dear Moses, I sent you to this world to bring people closer to me and not take them away from me. Don't you know that I do not look at speech and the tongue? I look at the Spirit." So a simple prayer can be very, very powerful. Remember that we don't need elaborate Sanskrit verses or mantras. That simplicity has to be there. The faith. Let me tell you about another prayer, a very unusual prayer. A simple village man, not educated much, and in his own little writing he had written a prayer, and somehow he could never by heart it. So every evening at a particular time and morning at a particular time, he would meticulously say his prayer. It once happened that he went to the nearby village to sell his goods. He forgot that little note he had of the prayer, and all of a sudden he realized that it was sunset and he had to say his prayer. It's quite far away from home. What do I do now? I don't remember the prayer. So you know what he did? He started repeating A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, the whole alphabets. He did it about 7 to 8 times, and he said to God, "Well, you know what my prayer is, you can put it together and the prayer will be there for you." This is a prayer. So innocence, faith is an important factor. So innocence and faith, this is an unselfish prayer. We have always been dealing with selfish prayers. When we understand the power of unselfish prayer, when you don't ask for anything, you get everything. And if you ask for one thing or little things, then you end up probably getting just those little things which are temporary. So you are the loser. If somebody prays, like Swami Vivekananda has put it very, very beautifully. He said the ideal of a lover who has passed beyond the stage of bargaining and bartering. हम लोग भगवान से बिजनेस करते हैं ना, बेटे की शादी कर दो तो वैष्णव देवी में हम ये चढ़ावा दे देंगे, हमारे घर में बेटा हो जाए तो हम मंदिर में भंडारा कर देंगे. अरे पहले कर दो ना. If you have that belief he will do it for you, तो पहले कर दो, हम बाद में करेंगे, पहले तुम दे दो. So the ideal of a lover who has passed beyond the stage of bargaining and bartering is to give and only give. Even to that Supreme Lord he says, "I will give you my all." उसको क्या दोगे? वही तो तुमको देता है. But when somebody, a little child, we are all children, what do we have to offer? Everything material? And he has given us everything. What do you possess? You came empty-handed and you will leave empty-handed, and you have put all your names on 1 property, 2 properties, 3 properties. You're going to leave everything over here. You have beautified the Lord's creation with these big buildings and everything, and he just smiles. The land is mine. You can build whatever you want on this. People have. There have been kings have come and kings have gone. So everything is going to be left over here. But when we say to him, "I will give you my everything," then he stands erect. Who is this? This is a different kind of prayer. I've never heard that before. Most people want. And here is a child of mine wanting to give me. Have you heard of the little devotee Prahlad? Just for one devotee, God himself descended on the earth in the form of Lord Nrsimha. Prayer, his father did. His father performed penance. He stood on 1 foot with his hand up for how many years and years, because he wanted a boon that nobody should kill him. And he used all his brains. न दिन में मरूं, न रात में मरूं, न अंदर मरूं, न बाहर मरूं, न पशु से मरूं, न मनुष्य से मरूं, न किसी शस्त्र से मरूं. खूब खोपड़ी लगाई. कोई मुझे मार न सके। और ब्रह्मा ने कहा ठीक है, तथास्तु, इतनी तुमने तपस्या की, लेकिन भगवान ने कहा तुझे मारूंगा। So he took a man-lion form. He did not use any weapons, and he sat in between, neither inside nor outside, in between. और न दिन था न रात था, बीच का समय, और मारा। किस लिए? प्रहलाद के लिए, for one devotee. After he killed this one, he said to Prahlad, Varam Vrinishva Bhimatam. You can read the Bhagavad Puran, it's verse number 952. Please ask for a boon, Prahlad. And Prahlad said, Yasya Ashish Ashaste Na Sabhritya Savai Vanik. 7th canto, 10th chapter, 4th verse. You want me to ask something from you? I'm not a businessman. Businessman में होती है लेना देना, तुमने मेरे लिए किया, मैं तुमको पैसा दूंगा। अरे मैं तो आपका दास हूं, I am a servant. A servant is supposed to serve and not ask for anything. To please the master, you don't have that great good fortune of having servants in this country. But you know, if you had a servant, the servant is supposed to do as you say. You're not supposed to give boons to the servant. The servant is not supposed to ask for anything. He is supposed to serve you here. So Prahlad said, I'm here to serve and not to take. I'm not a vanik. Vanik matlab baniya. Businessman nahi hu. God said, no, it's not that, but it's a habit of mine. Whenever I appear before a devotee, I always ask them, you can ask for what you want. Ask, Prahlad. So Prahlad said, okay, if that's what you want, then I will ask you. Kamanam hridya sanroham bhavatastu prine varam, verse number 7:10:7. My dear Lord, I want you to forever banish this disease of desire from my mind. मैं ये चाहता हूं कि आपसे मैं कभी कुछ न चाहूं। भगवान ने सोचा ये तो मेरा भी बाप निकला, मैं कह रही हूं मांगो, वो कहता है कभी कुछ न मांगू, ये वर दे दो हमको। क्यों? इंद्रियाणि मनः प्राण आत्मा धर्मो धृतिः मते ह्री श्री तेजस्मिति सत्यम यश नश्यन्ति जन्मना। 7:10:8 says that did you know that desire is the root of all diseases? Greed, anger, jealousy, hatred. This is the root. And whenever there is a desire, it disturbs your senses, it makes your mind restless, it also makes the intellect lose its right decision-making power. लोक लाज नष्ट हो जाती है, धर्म, धैर्य, सत्य सब नष्ट हो जाता है जब कामना पैदा होती है। इसलिए इस कामना की बीमारी से मुझे छुटकारा दीजिए। Even the great saint Lord Chaitanya, beautiful verse from his Ashtapadi, he says, "Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadish kamaye, mama janmani janmanishvare bhavatat bhaktirahaitu ki tvai." I do not want wealth, na dhanam, na janam. I don't want to be popular amongst people and be praised. Na sundarim, neither do I want beauty, nor do I want any material possessions. What I want from you is that life after life, till I have to come back into this world. Once I'm free, that's fine. But till I have to come back, I want to be devoted to you life after life after life. Because it's these desires that are trapping me in the bondage of karma. This attachment to the material world and desires for the material world are trapping us and creating a bondage. So he says, it's been put into Urdu, this beautiful verse by my spiritual master. Na dhan ki ho tamanna aur na jan ki koi chahat ho, na arma शायरी का हो, न हमदम की जरूरत हो। मेरी हर जिंदगी में बस यही हो मुद्दुआ दिल का, रुखी पुर नूर के जलवों में खो जाने की हसरत हो। I want to be totally absorbed in the bliss of your remembrance, that beautiful form of yours. That is what I'm asking for. I'm asking for something everlasting, something unlimited. Isn't that being sensible? And how do we get there? For that, we must pray regularly. Not a once a week prayer or a selfish prayer whenever we have a problem. As I said yesterday, we keep saying, hey God, I have a big problem. We have to come to the situation of saying, hey problem, I have a big God. That's where we have to come to. And how will we come to that? When we pray regularly. We eat regularly, we sleep regularly, but we always say, well, I'll try. I know, I enjoy the talk of yours. I'll think about it. Yes, I'll try. I'm very busy, you see. I have to just rush to work. Okay. Suppose you were to go and see the Queen today. Would you say, tomorrow morning, would you say, I'm going to try? You will be so excited, you won't sleep at night. You have to wake up early. I'm going to see the Queen. So what? Isn't he the King of Kings? And you want to miss the appointment with him, right? And the mind is telling you, suggesting all sorts of excuses. So what do we normally do? When it comes to a daily prayer, we always put it on snooze. Tomorrow, maybe not today, another day. No. Our whole life, it should be a prayerful attitude. As saints have said, pray unceasingly. What do they mean by that? Go on praying? No. In all times, all places, all circumstances, to try and be aware that He is with me and He is helping me, He protects me. So I don't need to worry about anything at all. So this should be like breathing, as I say. It's a prayerful attitude that is important. The prayer can be anything, an attitude. And the best attitude in life is an attitude of gratitude. If you don't know of any other prayer, the best prayer is a prayer of thanks. Thank you every morning. There's so much we can thank for, isn't it? We are always complaining, which is a habit, and we'll have to change that. Suppose you have one tooth extracted. What do you find? The tongue always goes to that portion which is empty, isn't it? You've been told not to put your tongue there, but it will always go there because there is an empty space there. In the same way, we've got so much to thank. 2 eyes. You know Sheikh Sadi was complaining about not having shoes until he saw a person who was lame. Oh, what am I complaining about? So if you really think about it, we have so much to thank for. So every day a prayer beginning with thanks is the greatest thing that we can do. And this simple prayer, you will find, is going to be the most powerful thing for you to experience. So this is something which has to go with us all the time. So before we end, let us pray for something important, which is in the form of a kirtan, and it says, "Aisi kripa karu, kripa mayi radhe, You are merciful. I want a grace from you. What is that grace you want? तो ही भूलू नहीं पल छिन आधे. We do not know that forgetting that Supreme Being who has created this whole world, who has even given us a body, and we are parts of Him. What an intimate connection. And He resides within you. And we always forget Him. So this forgetting is actually a disease. We don't know. We don't realize it is a disease. Because when there is remembrance of Him who is bliss and love, peace, you will start experiencing it, isn't it? It is said by saints that finding God is the funeral of all sorrows. And that's what we want. So we're going to ask for that. This is our prayer. Tohi bhulu nahi pal chin aade. Let me not forget you even for a fraction of a second.
Radhe Govind, Govind, Radhe Radhe, 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 Radhe Govind, Govind, Radhe Govind, Govind, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Govind, Govind, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Govind, Govind, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Govind, Govind, Radhe Radhe. ऐसी कृपा करो कृपामयी राधे, ऐसी कृपा करो कृपामयी राधे, तो ही भूलो नहीं पल छिन आधे, ऐसी कृपा करो कृपामयी राधे, तो ही भूलो नहीं पल छिन आधे, तो ही भूलो नहीं, तो ही भूलो नहीं पल छिन आधे, तो ही भूलो नहीं पल छिन आधे, ऐसी कृपा करो कृपामयी राधे, तो ही भूलो नहीं पल छिन आधे, ऐसी कृपा करो कृपामयी राधे, तो ही भूलो नहीं पल छिन आधे, ओ राधे गोविंद, गोविंद, राधे गोविंद, गोविंद, राधे गोविंद, गोविंद, राधे गोविंद, गोविंद, राधे राधे, 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 राधे गोविंद, गोविंद, राधे राधे,
बोले लाडली लाल की श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की. It is said, when two or more are gathered in prayer, He is there. So our prayer has been listened to, and I'm sure when there is a regular sincerity, then you will get the greatest treasures that we have never even imagined.
You said that birth and death is predestined. It's determined. Is your spiritual development even relatively predestined? Who you will meet, the guru is going to take you to the spiritual. Is your spiritual development even predestined? The guru you're going to meet and who you're going to take to the next stage of your life?
It's a combination of both. If actually a spiritual life is a sum total of many lives together, the fact that we are sitting together here today and your desire and devotion to know more is a sum total of what we've already done. So in material life we begin from scratch, but in spiritual life, in the development, we continue from where we left off in our past life. So obviously everybody who's heard me here would be able to retain this message differently according to the receptivity which they have acquired through past lifetimes. That's one thing. But after this is going to be our personal effort that we are going to move forward. Suppose, for instance, in the spiritual school, you have passed up to, say, O levels. So in this particular life, you have to move forward, get into A levels, and then as we move, we'll get into university. So we add up every life. And as far as a spiritual teacher is concerned, for some people it could be the first search, and for some people it could be a connection of the past. And how do we account for that is the right teacher, we have to know about that as well. Because sometimes we do not have a correct understanding about what a guru is, and we end up with the wrong one. But the usual thing is, when you are immediately attracted and there's not much questioning in your mind and you feel your spiritual journey is progressing very speedily, that means there is a past connection over there. But this is the important point we must remember, that material side, status, wealth, etc., death, these are predetermined, but spiritual life is what we have got, this human life. Self-effort is very important. So we are born with whatever we have done in the past, nothing goes wasted. But in this life, your self-effort is very important.
You said that it's important to say your prayers and say prayers twice a day or how many times you want. But is it also not equally important that, even if you don't pray but you're a good human being, is that not equivalent to a good prayer? Is there any point in praying twice a day or 10 times a day and then not being a good human being?
See, I have said that prayer and faith go together. Every word that I have given in this talk, it helps to make you a better person. So initially when we start off, then if we have, do you exercise through the day? No. If you go for a morning walk, that keeps you quite healthy and feeling fresh through the day, doesn't it? So after some time, you won't do that prayer like it's a part of me to do it in the morning. We have to develop a prayerful attitude. Your whole life becomes like that. As we say, Hinduism is not a doctrine or a creed, it's a way of life. That's what it becomes. And being a good human being, means having qualities like kindness, patience, things like that, isn't it? And these are virtuous qualities. And they are best developed when we connect spiritually. because they are a byproduct of our devotion to God. If you eat good, healthy food, right? Your job is to eat the right food. You will have a healthy body. It will automatically lead to health if you have had the right food. In the same way, devotion to that Supreme Being who is the source of all these qualities, you'll get those qualities as a byproduct. But if we try to attain these with just self-will, then it's not going to be an easy task, because we don't have a spiritual power behind us, so we will fail time and again, because there's a lot of confrontations we have to face as good human beings, because the world is not going to be a perfect place for us to try this in. So that's why saints, you know about saints, they have been beaten, they have been even burned, and yet their feelings and blessings for mankind, they just continued unabated. It did not affect that, because they had reached that level of doing good for human beings without any expectation in return. That's the most important part. If we have expectations in return, then that becomes a big problem in being a good human being.
If we are predestined to become anything or to get anything, we are predestined to get whatever we are going to be in our life. So what is our action that we can change or what we can't change? Or how we can change?
Well, as the thing is, because I have just got 1 hour as a talk and a lot of things to explain, then people will definitely sit back and say, okay, I'll sit back at home. Will the money come to me? No, it doesn't work that way. But we put a minimum amount of effort. Like, for instance, you put 8 hours of work, then what we are expected to get, we will get it. Some people think if they work about 14 hours, they'll get more. That's not true. We've got a double purpose in life, spiritual and material. Get it? Now, 2 children in the house, same parents, but one child just studies 3 hours and gets through, and the other child is working for weeks together and just managing to get through. So there's a difference, isn't there? So it's not that if you don't work hard, you won't get anywhere, because that previous past life destiny, your intelligence is low. If you work hard, you will get better, but you will not get where that other person is naturally.